What's up, guys? I'm Shane, and welcome to, I don't know, this is part of the Illegal Shift NFL podcast. Just small little video here. I did not watch the Giants and Cowboys game yesterday. I was doing whatever. I got to work, and I checked my phone, checked the scores, and read about the Dak Prescott injury. And I almost started crying just by reading it. And I just got home from work. So I just sat down and watched a little tasteless of the NFL. I think you should word that better, calling it a can't miss play, but I don't want to watch the injury, but just watching his reaction, watching the reaction of his teammates around him, the other coaches, the fans in attendance who just went completely silent when it went down. And I'm not going to blast the franchise tag right now, even though it might be one of the worst things in sports. I'm not going to blast Jerry. This is negotiations. I get it. Like, it's a business part of it. And this is just the worst case scenario of what could happen. That's not the point. What I am just like what made me cry, because when I watched the video and saw his teammates and saw his face and watched him biting that towel, and as someone who, this is not comparable at all, but I suffered a hairline fracture in my ankle 20 years ago or whatever when I was in middle school, and that hurt, and I cried in pain from that, so I can only imagine what he was going through, but the tears aren't just from the pain. And he's had it rough between the contract negotiations, the fact that he has to play on the franchise tag, the death of his mother before he got drafted, his brother's suicide earlier this year, the fact that he came out and talked about his mental health and the depression that he was going through, which is important. It's important for star players to come out and say this stuff, because there is this trend in this country that you have to be a man, and you have to suck it up, and you can't cry, and you can't this, and you can't that. And that's why everyone's so miserable. And the fact that people like Skip Bayless wanted to just take a dump on him for it and just berate him and say, you can't be the quarterback of America's team, and talk about depression. The fact that he has all this, so he's battling depression, and I've been battling depression my whole life, and any little thing or big thing, any sort of setback can send you spiraling back. So the injury, yes, it could be devastating. It's a compound fracture, and while it's not on the level that Teddy Bridgewater did, because I believe Teddy Bridgewater's was a dislocated knee, or the injury that Alex Smith, and God bless him for getting back on the field today, but the injuries they went through, it's an ankle, and it's got a better track record, but it's still a compound fracture, meaning it broke the skin, meaning it can be an infection, meaning that there is a scenario, and luckily we've seen it work out for both Teddy Bridgewater and Alex Smith, but there's a scenario where Dak Prescott has to have a leg amputated, and all of this is floating around, but more importantly than that, his mental well-being. He was trying to get back on track. The team wasn't doing well, but he was performing well. He's at least a top 10 quarterback. I think he's a top 5 quarterback. And playing for that contract and trying to prove his value. And honestly, he might get the contract now. Jerry might have no choice but to give him the contract. But it doesn't matter. I just hope Dak, I know you're not going to hear this, but I'm just going to throw it out into the world. You've been getting tons of support, but I hope you get through this mentally. I really do. I feel for you. It's just such an unfortunate situation, and man, of all the people, why did it have to be Dak? Why, with everything going on, and unfortunately, again, the franchise tag, and they just agreed to, the new CBA terms or whatever, so the franchise tag is here to stay. And this is just example A of why it shouldn't be around, and I don't know. I didn't want to leave all my thoughts until Thursday's podcast. I just wanted to put something out here real quick, because again, genuinely, and I'm sure you can hear it in my voice, like, I am sad for Dak. A man who I've never met, I probably never will meet. Someone who's the quarterback on a team that I genuinely dislike. At the very best case scenario, I just don't care for. And it's so sad. And I wish him the best, Dak. I wish you all the best. And I just hope you have a smooth recovery. I don't know about Speedy. I don't know how long this is going to take for him to bounce back. I hope he does bounce back, though. And I just hoping for the best, sending good vibes out there, but I don't know. I just wanted to say my piece, guys, so thanks for listening. I'm sure I rambled. And good luck, Dak.